Rossi, seven-figure advisor. In this video, I am going to cover how you can make $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 even before the end of today. And I know you might seem skeptical and you might feel like, this is a gimmick or this is BS or this is just clickbait or whatever. But listen, there is lots of opportunities. There are lots of opportunities laying all around. And the way that I figured this out was back around COVID. Give me a second here. I'm going to turn down my music. Back around when COVID was happening, that changed the game for everybody. We were doing a lot of in-person stuff, and then instantly the in-person stuff went away. And a lot of us scrambled. So one of the first things that I did after I kind of went through my existing book of business and asked for referrals and things like that is I made a list of my assets. And I'm like, okay, what are my assets? Like, I'm an asset. I have this, computer program that does illustrations, my IMO, my network, my agency, my training, my skills. Those are all assets. But one of the assets that I put down there was my existing clients. And the reason that I consider existing clients assets is because they are a source of, in the end, commissions or revenue, however you want to put it, because you have a good connection with them. They trust you. You've helped them. They've done business with you. You've gotten paid from the carrier or your agency. And so in a way, that is an asset. And so it was a Friday afternoon, and I'm thinking to myself, how is it that I can make use of these assets that I have? We were had no marketing, no lead gen, no nothing, empty calendars, freaking out because COVID had just kind of put a dent in everybody's plans, right? And I am looking around through my CRM that I was using and just looking back over, and I'm like, well, this person I didn't close, but I already reached out to them. This person told me no thanks. This person went with somebody else. But then I came upon a person that I had done business with. And I saw the name, and I had to reach out to this person for something unrelated. And they had also offered to give me a referral, right? And I didn't really have anything to talk about other than ask for the referral. So I wasn't sure what to do. So I just reached out to the person. It was a Friday afternoon, and I just asked them how they were doing. I got in touch with them. And the interesting thing happened. I have a few of these discoveries that have happened on total accident where I really didn't know what I was going to do. And then I just did something, and then something good came of it. So I reached out to this person, and she had let me know that her department had made some changes and she was going to go ahead and retire early. Now, I had already done business with this person. This person was already a client. We already had, I think, an FIA written at the time, but she had a significant amount of assets that were tied up with her employer plan. She wasn't able to do anything, and she didn't want to do anything with them because she wasn't planning on retiring for a long period of time. And so they were restructuring in the department, and they ended up, she ended up retiring early, which freed up an additional $500,000. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, if this is just one, and I just met with this woman a year before that, so it really wasn't that much time had passed. So this one woman, I called one woman, and I found out there's changes that happened in her life that made it so I could help her again and we could do business. What about all the other people that I had met with? So I exported a list of everybody that I had met with and closed, listed out their phone numbers, and I called them all and just asked them, how are you doing? What's going on in your life? Anything changed? And, eventually you still at the same place. Do you need to update your beneficiaries? Any of the kids get divorced? Did you get divorced? Just make a joke about it. And on that Friday alone, I wrote enough applications. We didn't get them all signed, but I wrote the applications to generate $40-something thousand in commission on that one day, simply by reaching out to a total of 20 people that I had closed business with in the past. I only got in touch with 8 of them, and I think I only ended up writing apps with 2 of them. But I found that when you reach out to these people, you stay in touch with your existing customers, which a lot of insurance agents don't do. It's one and done, bang, bang, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. But when you do that, you find that life happens and life changes circumstances. People retire, they get divorced, they get married, they inherit money, they sell real estate, they change their mind, they retire early, they switch employers. I mean, the possibilities are almost endless. There's a lot of different things that can happen in life that would then give you another opportunity to help them with their situation and make some more commission. So if you're watching this, you're sitting there on a Friday afternoon and you have an empty calendar, it's only about 11:30 right now. You have an empty calendar and you don't have anything to do, don't punch out early. Friday afternoons, when your phone's not ringing off the hook, when you don't have a bunch of tasks going on, when you're not busy, these are the best time to get in touch with people because nothing else is going on. This is where people have time because maybe they've punched out early. And this is where you can uncover those opportunities. So what I want you to do if you're watching this video, I want you to go and make a list of the last 10 people that you've closed. And I want you to reach out to them, not with the intention of finding additional business, because it will seem disingenuous and it will seem insincere. I want you to take interest in how that person has been doing, what's happening in their life, and what changes have occurred. Get in communication with them. If you call all of them, you might get in touch with 30% realistically on the first call, and make a note of that so you can call the rest of them next week. But I almost guarantee you that if you do that with 10 or 15 or 20 people, you're going to write an application this afternoon, or at least set an appointment for when you can write an application. It's not a gimmick. Look, I have nothing to gain by telling you this other than the fact that we want people on this program to be successful. Now, it's obviously not scalable. You can't do this every single day because you don't have an infinite number of people that you've closed in the past. But if you don't brush this off and you take this as a serious opportunity, I almost guarantee that you will close business. And if you don't close business, you're going to gain some insight and it's going to be good for the clients that you work with in the future. And maybe that touch point will keep you at the top of their mind for when they do retire or they do inherit money or they need an estate plan. Estate plan is the big one, and I'm going to do a whole other video on this, but estate plans, everybody agrees that you need one, whether it's just a will, advanced healthcare directive, power of attorney for finances, or a trust of some sort. Everybody agrees that they have one. Most of the people that I met with don't have one. And it's very polarizing when you ask the question, have you done any estate planning? You get one of two answers. You get yes, and thank God I got that done. Or they say no, and we really need to do that, right? So, but you can have the estate plan conversation at that point in time if you have an estate planning solution, and you can get paid on those as well. I mean, it's not going to pay you as much as a big rollover, a big AUM case, but that's the takeaway for today. I urge you, guys, I promise it's only going to take 15 or 20 minutes to make those calls. You're going to get a hold of a couple of people, have a 20-minute conversation, take interest in the person, ask them, how are you doing? What's been going on in your life? What's happened since we talked last? You will uncover opportunities. It will be worth it. I promise. Listen, I promise. I still do this about every year. And I do this with people that I closed 4, 5, 6 years ago. And I still find opportunities. So don't underestimate the power of this little technique here, hack, whatever you want to call it. And, we've had a lot of agents that have done this and they text me and like, Jamie, this was like magic. It seems so simple and it actually worked. So if you haven't done that already, make sure you do that. Hope you guys have a great weekend. And if you're not part of the 7-Figure Advisor program, somewhere around this video, there is a link. I urge you to check it out. We are building something incredible. It's very, very valuable and a very potent tool for the advisors that are on the program. We're really excited and we'd like to have you in there if you're not. All right, see you guys.